Hey, how much do you want for that card?
Oh, the Mewtwo, beautiful card. 751 euros and 20.
750 for one card?
It's pack fresh. Best German engineering.
You're Austrian, and that's a Japanese product. No matter, 739 I can make for you, my friend. It's a beautiful card, but yes, it looks like the one in my laboratory. What? Knowing how much a card is worth can be difficult for any TCG collector. In this video, I'll show you my proven tips and strategies to always find the most accurate prices when buying or selling a card or a sealed product. Make sure to watch till the end to see the exact workflow I apply to check prices before any purchase I make. Let's begin. My first advice is to use multiple pricing sources. Don't rely on one source or one card marketplace to tell you the price, always check multiple ones. Here are the ones that I use most frequently. First up, we have eBay. eBay sold listings is a goldmine for checking actual prices. It's super easy to do. Go over to eBay, type in the name of the card, in my case the Charizard base set unlimited version, set the filter on the left to sold items, and there you have it. The most important advantage is you get the actual prices people have paid. So it's not a hypothetical or future price that you find, but the actual amount of money people have spent on a card or a product in the past. eBay is especially great for slabs or graded cards, so cards that have been sent into PSA or Beckett or whatever and received a grade. Just be careful and remember, buy the card and not the grade. That means look at the card first. Do you want it? Do you need a certain grade, or can it be any version of it? And then look for the price you're willing to pay. I've mentioned this in a few videos before, and I'm going to link them in the description. Next up, TCG Player is a go-to for many, if not most, collectors. It's a big marketplace for all sorts of TCGs, especially good for Pokemon, Lorcana, Magic, you name it, they probably have it. Finding prices on TCG Player is simple too. Just go to the website, type in the name of the card again, in my case the Latias and Latias GX Tag Team card. Beautiful card, by the way, and there you have all the info for the card. What I like most is that they give you an easy to understand market price that usually is an aggregate of the past sales and recent listings they have on the site. You can scroll a bit down and then you find historical market price data and of course listings to purchase the card directly. TCG Player is also one of the main sources I use to display prices in any of my videos on this channel. For European collectors, I can absolutely recommend cardmarket.com. Go to the website, look for the card, the same as before, and then you find all the listings they have. What I enjoy most about that is they have great prices, lots and lots of listings, probably more than any other marketplace I know personally, and they also give you a price trend and market price trend over a few different periods of time. I've only had good experiences with Card Market. They have a great buyer protection and I can really recommend it and use it all the time myself. Here are some other options, let's call them honorable mentions. You can go to Troll and Toad. It's been around forever, has lots and lots of reputable sellers, but I feel like the UI is a bit dated and it has fewer listings than some of the other options out there. Going back to Europe, we have Card Trader from Italy. It has a nice UI and lots of listings. However, shipping can be a bit tricky, so watch out for that. But all in all, it's a good platform, especially if you want to research prices. Use a price tracking tool. Checking out each of these sites before every purchase individually can be a bit tedious. So my recommendation is to use a price tracking tool. It'll give you an overview of the general direction of the prices, and then you can go to each website individually to research further. I'm a huge fan of pokecollector.com. You've probably seen this in some of my other videos before. I use it all the time, and besides checking prices, it doubles as my set and card registry. It's super simple to use, just click on a set, look for the card, click on it, and it gives you different options and market prices. Yes, sometimes prices can be a bit off, especially with super rare cards, but it gives you a general direction. Collector is usually known as a Pokemon investment app, but it also has a good price tracker. You can filter by set and by card, but I do feel like they sometimes give you a bit of inflated prices, but that's just my personal experience. Once again, we have some honorable mentions. We have price charting. It feels a bit outdated, but you can use that too for pricing your cards. If you love Disney Lorcana, I do, you can also use Dreamborn.inc, which is good for creating sets, but also to look up prices. Here are some other options.
Are they subscribed yet?
I don't know. It says most of them haven't.
Then make them subscribe.
They can't make them. They have to like the video, press subscribe, and also press the notification bell to be informed about our next videos.
Tell them again so they do it.
I know, I am. Well, you heard him, guys. We would love for you to like the video and subscribe. It means a lot to us. Alright, for real now, back to options for sealed products. So far, I've only talked about buying singles or individual cards, and that's because you should always buy singles. However, you can use all these websites and apps for buying sealed products as well. Plus, check out Discord, Twitter or X, Reddit, TikTok, and other sites for deals and offers. I am linking some of my favorite accounts and groups down in the description. What I personally do, and if you know some coding and web scraping, you can do that too, is I built a little app for myself that tracks prices on big websites from Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Costco, Sam's Club, you name it. And then manually, about once a week, I also go on my favorite online shops and independent sellers and check prices manually. Know the difference between market prices and actual prices. When looking for cards or products, remember that market prices, like on TCG Player, are usually averages or aggregates of past sales and listings, and they don't necessarily reflect actual listings on a website. At the same time, just because a card or product has been recently sold for a set price, that doesn't make it a fair price. So it could be that somebody has been overpaying for a product, or there was a hype or a bubble. So be aware that sometimes these prices can be a bit off. Check out local game stores and independent online sellers. We've looked at a few options now, but it's usually worth it to know the pricing policies of your favorite online shop or even local game store. For example, it could be that your local game store always buys at 80% of the market price set on TCG Player and sells at 100% of that price. The advantages here are you don't have to pay for shipping, the card cannot get damaged during shipment, which is a big one by the way, you know you get authentic products, and you invest into the local community and your local card scene. I buy from my local card store and my 1 or 2 favorite online shops all the time, and I never have problems with them, and they have good competitive prices. Prices are not set in stone. Trading cards usually follow a strict supply and demand schema. That means prices are not set in stone, they fluctuate a lot, and you're usually able to negotiate at least a little bit. Evaluate the condition. Card prices are always a combination of the card itself and the condition it comes in. That's why it's important to know how to accurately assess the card quality yourself so you're not overpaying. It just doesn't make sense to look up prices for a pristine PSA 10 graded version of a card when you have a lightly damaged one at home and hope to fetch the same price. Now it's time that I show you the exact workflow I use to check out reasonable prices for a card, and let's use the example of the amazingly beautiful Mewtwo GX card that Doctor has been offering us. Let's find out the prices, see how I do it, and then let's see if we can get the card from him, shall we? So what I usually do first is I go to PokeCollector and check out the sets. I know the Mewtwo card is from the Shining Legends set from 2017, and I know that's the secret rare, the last one in the set. Right away you get a few options for card prices. We have 102 on TCG Player, 15 bucks on eBay, that seems a bit low to be honest, 50 on Card Market, and a lot more on Collector's Cash. That gives you a rough overview, but as you can see, the price differs quite a bit, and that's usually because of grading differences, and perhaps on eBay you get a damaged one, and on Collector's Cash you get a graded one. Remember, it was 15 bucks on eBay, it's time to check that. Let's go to eBay and type in Mewtwo GX and the 78, and let's see what we find. You find a lot of different options, of course, but these are just the current listings, and you can see they differ from 1,500 to just 85. And then you can scroll down here and you see sold items. And right away you see this is not what we're looking for. Here you see it for $128. Another one for 200, that's a PSA 9. And here it's for 159. And you can also see 750 for the card that the doctor offered. That's a bit much. You can always click on the listing and see what it says. For example, here for $100, and you can see the condition of the card. Looks a bit off, at least. And here you see slight damage on the side. But for $100, I guess that's an okay price. But you can also see down here for not even $1 that perhaps this was unintentional because that seems super low, or perhaps it was described in a bad way. For example, here with the Mewtwo. And it can also be that some of these listings are fake, so please be cautious when going on eBay. I can make it $250 for you. We just saw prices below $200. Now you've seen a few eBay listings. You see some of them are going for low prices, some of them higher. Let's check out TCG Player. In this case, let's type in Mewtwo GX. It should already give you a few suggestions. Right here, there it is. And you can see that the market price is roughly $150. And you can see the price has been developing like this. You saw that it was a bit lower last year and then had a peak right here in May. And it's been declining ever since. And you can see just because the market price says 146 doesn't mean you can buy it for that price, because as you can see in these listings, none of them have that exact price. Also keep in mind there's usually shipping involved. Let's repeat this one more time for the Europeans out here. Go on cardmarket.com, look for Mewtwo GX, should already give you a few suggestions. It's sometimes a bit better to just look by set, in this case looking for Shining Legends, and you should find that here. And then go and filter out, and you can see the 78 is right here. You can see Card Market has a lot more listings than most of them. I personally like to look for near mint, so NM. In this case, the cheapest we get is $80. However, this is a French version, so pay attention to the listing on any card marketplace, by the way. Let's select the right language, so it's English. And the lowest price we find is about 110 euros. Keep in mind, every time you have to calculate in shipping and potentially taxes. 180? Of course, you can achieve the same thing on Troll and Toad. You go up here, you type in Mewtwo GX, and the 78 is the number. And right away it gives you an option. Here is the secret rare, and you can see we have one listing at $175. So let's recap this together. We found the same card on a lot of different platforms. We found it on Troll and Toad, we found it on TCG Player, on Card Market, in eBay's recently sold items. And I'd say, looking at the condition the doctor offered us, I'd say we should be looking for a near mint copy, and that starts between $100 and $150. So anything between those two, I'd be willing to pay for the card of the doctor, plus perhaps a bit more because I have it right away and I don't need to pay for shipping, and I know it's an authentic copy of the card. Fine, 140. 100, you bloodsucker, now take it. We finally got it, the Mewtwo in the tube, the Mewtube, as they say. I think this is the most brilliant artwork of Mewtwo ever, followed, by the way, by the Go, so the Pokemon Go version of it, when it's flying above the city. Gorgeous, absolutely grandiose design. This is a real banger, and it's gonna be one of the most amazing cards in the collection. So these were my best tips and tricks for finding accurate card prices. I hope you learned something today.
Of course, he means we want you to subscribe.
Yeah, that too, guys. We would love for you to like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you would like to see on the channel. And then I'll see you guys. We are a team now. Right. We would love to see you guys in the next video.